Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry about the last upload, no talking. I enjoy when I'm working on bikes to have music on in the background, and it's kind of my little time away to sort of just enjoy what I'm doing. But unfortunately YouTube's gotten so tight now with music that I had to make a decision. Do I just build a bike and don't film anything and just enjoy the music and enjoy building the bike, or do I turn the music off and or use gay YouTube music and record so you guys can kind of come along with the build? And so in the end I decided, you know, I've got other projects I can do. I can turn the music on and not have background music, or that I can have background music on and not record. But today I'm going to leave the music off. I may dub a little music in, I don't know, but I want to give you just a quick show here. You can see over here we've got the front wheel that's laced up. It's not trued and spokes torqued yet. We have a little problem with the rear spokes. Here's a tough thing when you're dealing with old bikes. And by the way, one other quick thing, I really don't have time to edit these videos. I could really make them a lot better, I know, by spending time setting up and editing, but that's kind of one of the other decisions I had to make, is do I not put a video up because I just don't have time to edit stuff, or do I try to at least get something up there so you guys can kind of see what's going on? And I just decided, screw it, I'm just going to run these things raw. You can hang around as long as you want. When you get bored and hit the road, it's okay, you know, I'm not offended. But anyway, long story made short, I started lacing up this rear wheel, and the spokes ended up being too long. Now, it's not a fault of the spoke company, Buchanan Spokes, that I paid for these. They're not sponsored or anything. I paid for these spokes, and unfortunately, you know, this bike is so old that they really don't have a lot of information about, you know, they can look it up, and, you know, you can look in the manual, they're supposed to be 190 millimeters long or whatever. But they sent me the spokes that, based on measurements, I had to give them measurements of the inside of the wheel. They looked at the hub, I sent pictures, and they did the best they could. But when I laced everything up together, unfortunately all the spokes were too long. So we tried to, they were really good at working with me, and we tried to find a size that we think will work. My worry is that they're still too long. They were recommending that I told them how much I thought needed to be cut off, and they said that no, that's going to be way too much. And so what I did is I sent them back, and they rethreaded and cut 5/16 of an inch off, and so we'll see what happens. But it doesn't really matter which way we go, it's going to be about the same either way. But this powder coat just kind of tightened things up a little bit, so you almost have to thread these things in there. These are oversized spokes. The front ones are oversized spokes. I actually had to drill out the hubs, and I had to drill out the rim for the oversized nipples. These are larger spokes and nipples than what came stock. I forget what gauge they are. Let's see, they are, oh, it's not on this deal. It says cut and rethread 1/2 inch. That's different than the 5/16 that we spoke about. Well, maybe they'll be okay now. Hopefully it's not too short. We will see. They send a little lubrication on each of the spokes, or on that you have to put on each one of the spokes. Let's see, I just wanted to make sure these were, I already had this lined up right. But anyway, what you do is you start with the outers. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. And you know, you can actually put little blocks underneath the rim to hold it up. You know, that's all good. Most people do that. I'm just getting the start on here. 1, 2, 3, every fourth needs to have a spoke in it. We just start with these outers, and then I usually go to the inners next. Come on, baby. Come to daddy. A little burr on it or something. There we go. And I'll just go around and start with the outers here. It might take a little while, but that's the good thing about shop projects is you can take a little bit of time. You don't need to be in a big hurry. Most of the time I just like to listen to a little bit of music. While I'm doing this. I'm going to have to probably get something to hold this up here a little bit. Maybe the spokes themselves will hold it up, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is going to be, they were worried, are you going to be mad if some of the spoke threads show and if we cut it too short? And I said, no. He said, well, some people get really upset with us if they see any spokes showing. I'm like, I'm alright. You know, if this was a show bike, it would be different, but you know, I'm going to powder coat the rims anyway. I'm not really worried about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd just rather have it to where I can just put the dang thing together. This looks like it's going to be perfect now. There's lots of videos out there on YouTube how to do this. I'm just enjoying kind of a little bit of time to get away from work. Not that I mind my work. I don't mind my work at all. I actually quite enjoy it. But it's one of those things, you know, like anything that it's kind of nice to get away from once in a while. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That all just worked out really well. Spoke length is going to be good by the time I get it up where it's, by the time I get it up where it's supposed to go, it'll be good. And then I like to do these. Oops, I gotta get that tape off. I had one that I was marking previously. Now we'll do the crossover this way. And what we'll do is get one nipple on and we'll go from there. So I'll just put these on for a little while and get back with you when we get the rest of the spokes in. You basically just cross over the other opposite direction and you put that spoke in the middle of the ones you just did. So it's kind of every other one kind of thing. And you just, this is kind of a double crossover, they say. Whoops, I missed a hole, that's okay. I can go back and, meaning that it crosses over two spokes. One is right here at the actual hub, and the second one is right there. So they call it a double crossover. They actually have rims that have a triple crossover. It's supposed to be even stronger, but I'm not familiar with which brands or which wheels those are. There you go, she started to take a little bit of shape. It's really not a big deal to do. People freak out about wheels, you know, but once you kind of know how to do them, it's really not bad at all. Just take your time and thread stuff up. There's a few little tricks once you get all the spokes in, then you got to kind of center things, and at least that's the way I do it. The first thing is kind of just getting things just started to be connected. Anyway, you guys get the idea. I'll spare you the boredom. But it does look like these are going to work, which I'm really happy about. Even the angles feels better than last time. I think maybe they were just too long, so just everything just seemed weird. All right, folks. I'll turn you off for a little bit. I'll do the other side and let's show you the outcome here. And there you have it. This wheel's all laced up. The length of the spokes is good. All of the threads, see if I can get the camera to focus there. All of the threads on the spokes are covered by the nipples. So now we need to install the bearings in the wheels, and then we'll true them up and torque the spokes. The front wheel and the back wheel. By the way, you'll notice that I didn't paint the spokes black. I planned on doing that initially, and then as I thought about it, kind of looking at the big picture, I come to the realization that that would almost be too much. I felt like the black spokes with the gold rims would draw your eye away from the center of the bike and make the wheels look heavy. I just didn't care for that after I thought about it more, so I decided to keep the spokes stainless. They're just stainless steel spokes from Buchanan, and I actually like the look quite well. So I won't bore you guys with truing them things up, but I'm going to get my buddy Tom Hooker to help me. He's got some equipment that I don't have, so we can true these wheels up. And then I have a tubeless setup I've been hanging on to over here. I've got a new Sedona 907, which is a great tire for out here in the desert rocky terrain. At least I quite like it. It wears pretty well. I feel like the grip is good, and we'll consider those wheels pretty close to being done. Next thing is going to be the rear shock. Let's see, let me dump this now that I know that the spokes are good. I got a package from Racetech, and I'll open that up in a little bit. I think there'll be the lowering stuff I need and the new rear spring. And so stay tuned.